Tim here with Oracle Investments. You know what this shirt means. This shirt means we hit another milestone. 300 awesome subscribers. Thank you to all of you for subscribing. Obviously, I couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of that love. Now, while Tesla's stock took a little cool off period today, we did have this huge spike in the morning, bounced off of pretty much 1100 real hard and came shooting right back down. Totally expected. Nothing to be worried about, just in case you were. Everything's going to be totally fine. We're going to come out of this. Dust just needed to settle. Tesla's been running real hard for the last couple of weeks. Nothing big. So just ride it out. Take it from here. Now, before we get into today's real video, I just wanted to go over a few things and ask for your suggestions. As I'm growing the channel here, I grew it with the intention to do total overall investments within health, finances, stocks, family and friends and adventure. And it seems like the Tesla videos really took off. So I've been rolling with those, having a lot of fun with them as well. Just want your feedback. Would you like to see some other videos, some financial things? I've got a lot of experience with this, which I will explain in another video. Similar to, like, hey, here's a way to save yourself some money that you can afford more Tesla stock. Stuff like that. Let me know in the comments below if there's something you would like to see. And I will gladly take all of your feedback. I enjoy all of it. And in the future, as things go, I'm going to end up adding them in anyway. Just pieces of stuff that I want to share, my experiences, different education I can give to people and advice to help you in whatever situations you're in. Something I want to provide to everyone. And last thing is, I do have my 14-year-old son. I have an account for just him on public.com where I buy only Tesla stock. I have a little strategy. I work it out with him. He plays soccer. For every goal that he scores, I will put $5 into Tesla stock for him. For every A he gets on his grades or every improvement he makes in his grades, I contribute another $5 as well to that portfolio. If you all would like to help along and help yourself out as well, I put the link down in the description. Go ahead and fill that out. Click on it. You'll get yourself some stock worth up to $70. Could be Tesla stock. And we'll get the same as well that I can put towards his future fund. So go ahead, check it in the description. Now to the video.
Here going forward, let's bring in Craig Irwin from Roth Capital Partners. Craig, I understand you have quite a low price target on Tesla compared to where it's trading now. Explain why you are estimating it should be $150. It's way lower than $790.
Yeah. So, what's the market cap now? Something like, $770 billion. That's equivalent to basically the sum of the entire rest of the automotive sector.
So one common trait I have seen among a lot of the Tesla bears, and even some, newly turning bulls, is they view Tesla as just a car company. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's currently the majority of what they're producing. They've got solar. Solar's starting to come around, starting to do well. But there's so many other aspects that they don't see. And that's why they're not pricing in all of the future stuff into the valuation, because they can't grasp it yet. Similar to, if you go back to the early 90s and the internet, nobody knew what the internet was. It's something that doesn't exist. How do you put a valuation on something that doesn't even exist yet? You have no idea what it's gonna do to the future. You don't know how it's going to be such a disruptive technology. So you just have no idea. So that's why these bears come up with these price targets that they come up with, and they just don't see it. But let's see what else he has to say.
To be buying it here, you have to believe that there's all sorts of new opportunities and new ventures that are going to make a lot of money for the company off on the horizon, and nobody's going to be successful in EVs. I think that that's a very aggressive assumption. I think Tesla's a great company. But, I saw a survey of chief investment officers not too long ago showed that 70% of them would much rather invest in General Motors and Ford as a way to play electric vehicles.
So I'm really curious as to hear from all of you, fellow oracles, what you think GM and Ford are going to do and how they're going to pan out in this whole scenario. My personal feeling is they're going to have a very difficult time. and they're going to have a difficult time because they have to cannibalize themselves in order to succeed with EVs. And so while they may be growing their EV market, their ICE, which is their bread and butter, their meat and potatoes, is going to be having to sink. So they're going to eat themselves alive in order to get there. And a lot of the margin from legacy automakers comes from their service. EVs don't require much service at all. So they basically have to cannibalize their large margin, and legacy automakers don't have a large margin to begin with. So that's why they have such high service demand and such a drive for service, because they don't make anything on their actual vehicles. And in order to do this, they've got to cannibalize it. And, if you watch my other video with Kathy Wood, where she explained that because of battery technology, anybody else who produces EVs other than Tesla is going to be losing money on batteries. So that's going to make it even more difficult for legacy automakers to try and compete and keep their margins high. So while these legacy automakers may survive this, they're going to be just a shell of their former selves.
Than Tesla. And then, frankly, I've been saying for a long time, I think people will end up being much better off in small cap. There's some great companies there. Some of them have had troubles, fairly normal, standard practice, actually, when these companies come out. There's a lot of learning, but there could be some very big long-term winners, just like Tesla's become.
Now, honestly, I genuinely agree with Craig here. Everybody bashes on the little guys and like, oh, nobody's going to be able to compete with Tesla. Totally true. That's why I'm all Tesla all day long. But you got to remember, think back 10 years. While Tesla literally didn't have any competition when they started, they were floundering. They weren't doing well. I mean, heck, even up to the Model 3, they almost went bankrupt and fell apart. So there's a lot of other automakers that are coming up. The Lucids, you got NIO, XPeng, Li Auto, a bunch of these different manufacturers starting to roll some things out, and they could have a good potential in the future. When Tesla started, there was no EV market. Now there is clearly a running ramp to get to an EV market, a very large EV market. So these other players have an opportunity. They're just going through the same hurdles and struggles that Tesla went through in the beginning. And while they most likely won't get to a Tesla size, there's some pretty good players. And I'm not gonna, it's things to watch out for, because they've got to be able to overcome the hurdles like Tesla did. Most of these places don't have an Elon Musk behind them, but they are still suitable for potential growth in the future.
Why then do you have the stock rated a neutral?
It's because I'm paid to be a bear and keep a low price target with a neutral rating on it. That's why.
Because I firmly believe that this is actually a good company, and there's specific levers they can pull for growth. The first of those is India. I've been talking about India for almost a year now, or actually maybe even a few months more than a year. I understand Tesla has actually gone down to select a facility there. They've not announced it yet. There have been sort of hints and tweets along the way from Mr. Musk that it's coming. India is going to be just as important as China. It's going to be a couple 100,000 vehicles a year in not too many years. Second thing is the mini car. Mini cars are a fantastic fit for the European market, probably the India market, and maybe even China as well. That's a vehicle that we expect not too far off on the horizon. I wouldn't be surprised if it was made in Germany. Those two single levers can actually give Tesla quite a lot of gas as far as deliveries units over the next couple of years.
So hold up here. So reasons why you're going to have a neutral rating and a $150 price target are because Tesla has a lot of potential in areas that nobody's even talking about right now, between India and mini cars. And Tesla's going to pull those levers that nobody's even talking about to get themselves to a more prosperous future, let alone robotaxis and FSD, insurance, solar, the AI, like all of these other things. But he's not going to mention those, but we'll mention these two other things. And man, like adding those two other things onto what we already know and talk about, that's going to push the stock price even higher. That is not a reason to keep it around 150. I can't wait to see what else this guy has to say.
Would I short it on that? No. I've been saying for a while that I think the one thing that pushes this sort of over the top or pulls the blush off the rose is Apple. Apple's going to launch, I believe, in 2024. So, sometime in 2023, we should start getting data points on that.
All right. So the only thing this guy had to go on as far as why he had a neutral rating and a $150 price target is because Apple could potentially have a car coming out in 2024. Craig just admitted, you're a bull. You're a Tesla bull. All you gave me through this entire 4 minutes of you talking was why Tesla is going to succeed even more so than I did before. You gave me ideas I didn't even know existed. India and mini cars? Dude, you just gave me more reason to buy more stock. Like, for anyone out there who was thinking, oh, Tesla's at an all-time high, over $1,000. Is it too expensive? No, this Tesla bear just gave you more reasons to be bullish. Craig, you're a bull. Please just admit it. You're a bull. I mean, you're a bit confused, but you got the spirit. Nice job, Craig. Again, everyone, thank you so much. 300 subscribers. I love you all. You are awesome. Let's get ourselves to 400. Super excited because 4 is my lucky number. That's how many shares of Tesla stock I own is 4. Growing rapidly. I'm actually looking to be adding a couple more soon. Very excited about that. You guys are great. Love it. I will be talking to you guys later. Again, public.com to help grow my son's Tesla portfolio in the description below. I will see you guys all later.